The month of May is coming in fast, so you might be freaked out because you're an influencer, entrepreneur, any form of business owner, and now you're overwhelmed by the blank page that is that upcoming month, the month of May. Let me share with you my May-centric content marketing planning method, and if you use it, you'll save yourself a lot of overwhelm and frustration, especially while you try your best to balance your busy personal and professional life over and above your content planning, creation, optimization, and publication efforts. It's super easy, and it'll make sure that you have both your relationship content marketing and straight up sales-based content marketing bases covered too. Okay, so here I am looking at my calendar for May without much of anything loaded onto it yet. It doesn't matter if you use Google Calendar or you use any other kind of digital calendaring system, or even a paper system. Whatever works for you, just work it, and please don't overthink things. Okay, so in my case, in the purple colored dates or events that you're seeing, these are the holidays that, in this case, my Google Calendar has already preloaded onto the May calendar. So that's fine, I'll leave those there. That might inform whatever content marketing I do organically, what I create on my own and publish immediately after on those days, anything I say and any live streams I do on those days, anything that I've done in advance and I've got scheduled out through maybe like the popularity plan for the month of May, which is my digital download asset pack that's loaded with 100 or more graphics in it, most of which are May-centric, plus there's tons of graphics for you to use in the days leading up to Mother's Day for the May pack for great relationship marketing brownie points. So that helps you cover a lot of bases in the month of May in terms of content marketing, especially if you're a solopreneur or you're a small business, running a mom and pop shop, what have you, and you're doing all or most of your content marketing on your own for your business, and something like all of those graphics would help you cover your base better. Plus, each month's popularity pack comes with templates and or swipe files for a weekly email. In this case, one email a week for you to send out in the month of May. And it also comes with, in the same pack, 15 swipe files for specific May-based social media post captions that go with some of the graphics that might have to do with some of those days that you're seeing or other May-centric days that are in the popularity pack as assets. So for Calendar Pass 1, I'm starting with an almost clean template to work with from here, just starting off with the holidays that Google thinks is important in the month of May. So next, let's add in some more dates that I have to take into account as I plan out my content marketing for the month of May. And these days are gonna be kind of more practical. You'll see. This is all about being realistic about real life, your personal life, and balancing it as best you can with your business and marketing on behalf of your business. Okay, in this case, my case, I had barely any dates to worry about in May when it comes to school and my child being in school, other than one half day and Monday, which is Memorial Day in this example. School's closed then. So look, during any given month that you're planning out your content creation, editing, optimizing, and scheduling, if you're an entrepreneur parent, you should just plug in any days when school is scheduled to be closed, whether it's a holiday, Superintendent's Day, a big break like spring break, that was last month in the month of April, half days from school, whatever. Number one, well, you should want to keep track of these days, right? But number two, from an entrepreneur's perspective, a content marketing perspective, if you're like me, you don't have a professionally soundproof studio or what have you. So you may want to have a quiet house to create content in. And if your kid or kids are home, not gonna happen. Or not gonna happen quietly. Or you want to spend time with your kids, right? You want to reserve some time. I mean, come on, don't you? So you'll want to maybe plan ahead for when you create your content so that those days are off limits, or you'll have to create more content in bigger batches, batch recording, batch creation, what have you, so that you don't have to sweat having to come up with content or staying on a publishing schedule for YouTube, a podcast, and so on. You'll have done the work ahead of time, and you'll have everything scheduled out so that you can, as much as you can in advance, so that when your kid or kids are home from school all day, or they come home from half days and such, you're fine. They're fine. Everyone's spending quality time together instead of you shushing them all day long, or you're getting a headache because you can't concentrate on your content marketing related work. Then you can get work done, and they won't feel like your business always comes first. You're not fighting with each other, and so on. Fail to plan, plan to fail. All right, let's move on to calendar pass 3. All right, I always tell my students, if you want to make more money as an entrepreneur, you have to make more offers. And if you want to be taken seriously as a business or a business owner, you have to sell more and more often. You're helping your clientele to solve problems and or satisfy desires. So selling is helping. Entrepreneurs are paid to help other people solve their problems so that they can get out of pain and into pleasure. So you gotta plug in the dates of the sales that you wanna have, product launches you're gonna do, affiliate marketing campaigns you're gonna focus on, sponsorship deals where applicable, where you're creating content live, or you've got pre-recorded and scheduled for deployment kind of content. No matter what business model you're running, creator, influencer, products-based, services, whatever you're selling, and no matter who you're selling it to, no matter what, you should have at least 2 sales-based or income-producing promotions a month at a minimum. My 6- and 7-figure success students are obviously doing way more than 2 promotions a month or 2 sales a month. Some are having sales every single week, right? Every single week they have an income-based promotion, or depending upon their business model, it's daily. They'll have different offers or sales every day. But let's get real. If you only launch once a month or do a straight-up sales-based promotion once a month, how much money can you really expect to make in most cases? So in this example, I've just plugged in 2 May-based sales-based promotions into my calendar for you to see as an example. And while I've color-coded school day closures as red, the holidays are purple so far, my sales-based promotion days are marked off on my calendar. They're color-coded dark green or money green. And so now I know as I go into the next month that I've covered the minimum base of 2 sales-based promotions for when my sales-based activities are going to occur. And of course, I'll have to prepare as much in advance as possible any sort of straight-up sales-based content to announce that the sales are going to occur, or the fact that enrollment's open for a course, or that the cart's going to close on such and such a date, that sort of thing. I'll have to schedule in and or factor in time to create those sales-based sorts of emails and social media content, having to do with the sales or promotions, what have you. But I also have to keep in mind, and so should you, that I have to, and you have to create content that will create intrigue, stir the pot, and warm things up, ideally, before you just launch headlong into sell mode. You'll do better that way. I've got to calendar block out time in which to create and schedule the sales-based content in advance, as much of it as possible, so that, I'm not in the position of suddenly the dates come up for my sales-based promotions and I'm not left in the position of getting the word out the last minute. You do that, that's not going to affect your sales in a good way if you let sales promotion-based activities go until the last minute. So you have to plan for all of that in advance too. On to calendar pass number 4. Calendar Pass 4 is simple. I want to make sure that I'm loading in and color coding it all in pink in this case. Any birthdays, anniversaries, special events, weddings, showers, whatever, into my calendar so that just like with the school closure days, I know when I'm not available to do things live for my business, and when I have to make sure I definitely have content created and scheduled out to cover those dates in advance. So this way I'm persistently and consistently content marketing and covering my daily base or near daily base. This way I keep whatever email list VIPs and brand-based social media following that I currently have happy and well attended to with fresh content on the daily. Maybe on the weekly for things like longer YouTube videos and podcasts, but seriously, on the daily for at least the top 2 social media platforms that are most important, in your case, for your niche, right? And on days where I have other commitments in my personal life, I can be there. I can be present and not feel like one part of my life is suffering at the expense of another. So hopefully this advice helps you to plan things out properly and do the same. On to Calendar Pass number 5 as we plan out a lot of the rest of our content marketing, in this case for the month of May. Okay, so just a moment ago I spoke about covering a social media content marketing daily base. Not everywhere, just the top 2 social media platforms that are most important to your niche. As you get more profitable, you grow a team, you can spread out to more and more social media platforms if you like to increase the public's discoverability of your brand. As you can see here on the screen, I've got a lot of dates covered with this 5th calendar pass, but just so you can see, I've got May-centric holidays, tentpole events, special days, what have you, plugged in to serve as inspiration for my content creation on or for those days. Plus, I can use my own popularity plan, May-centric digital assets pack, to do a lot of the heavy lifting for me when it comes to graphics, social media post captions, and more, so I'm not creating everything from scratch, and you don't need to either. You can see down in the show notes below or the description below for this video how to get that pack if you'd like it. So as you can see in this banana yellow color that I'm using, I've got a lot of bases covered, a lot of content that I can create and or use from the popularity plan, and I've got a lot of talking points to keep my brand-based community and email list that I have currently amassed happy, and I can remain top of mind with them through emails and content marketing. But if I optimize my posts properly, I can get on the radar screen of a lot of potential new clients in a variety of ways, as well as I publish each piece of content. Nice, right? Am I going to put out additional content on those days? Sure I am, but I've been in business as a coach for 10 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years in total. And in more recent years, I've grown a small but mighty team to help me edit videos and design graphics. If you do not have that, that's okay. You'll get a team down the road if that's what you want. But in the meantime, you've got to schedule and or calendar block additional days into your content calendar where you have to batch plan, batch create, and or record and batch schedule content. With or without the popularity plan, you can do it. You just have to plan for all of this activity and plug in extra dates and times on the calendar to calendar block all that work out, right? You have to follow through on the work that's required. But hey, if success was easy, everyone would do it, am I right? Every entrepreneur would be rich, wouldn't they? So I didn't say that any of this stuff is easy, especially if you don't have the popularity plan for May, but it can be a whole lot easier on you personally and or professionally if you plan ahead and put in the work that needs to be put in this case, for the month of May. This planning and calendar blocking method of mine is one that you can use to cover all of your bases for relationship marketing, straight up sales-based marketing, all of your content marketing for May. And whether you're doing everything from scratch or not, at least now you'll have a blueprint for how your business is going to look like and be run throughout the month of May. And you'll know how much content you need to do all of the marketing and selling that you need to do for your business to succeed in the month of May too. I'm all about teaching influencers, entrepreneurs, all sorts of business owners, all about content marketing that converts. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and watch this next video of mine that YouTube thinks you'd really like.